Okay, so these headphones are a little bit of a crutch. I'm gonna take them off because I had planned to, okay, if I need an emotional support crutch, I'll give myself an emotional support crutch. But now I'm feeling like, no, I should not. As long as I can hear the audio fine. And know that it would be fine. And I'm already struggling not to have the microphone right here in front of me because I feel like that puts me in a mentality that's different than when I'm just like speaking. Although it does psychologically make me feel like somebody's listening if I have my headphones on, and it feels like I'm talking to someone. Even though it throws me off that I hear myself in delay, it feels more comforting to think that someone has heard me who won't judge me, as opposed to someone who would. So, headphones off. I'm just going to read some of the Constitution of the United States. And as you can hear, there's a little bit of a tonal quality change because now I have to listen to myself and my surroundings, and that throws me off. It is creating different like echoes and layers of things that I don't necessarily want to be paying attention to the lack of. So anyway, sorry for that long disclaimer. I'll just start reading. So, the preamble. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Already, there are things that I disagree with, but we can continue. It's just a lot of disagreeing. I think I have to go back to the headphones. That was a lot more that I disagreed with than I thought that I was going to disagree with. Let's talk about it. All right. Article 1. Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. So I see here that literally it's pointless to just keep reading it. I mean, if I wanted to know, in order, maybe like it says this word first, and then it says this word second, and then third it has this word, and then there's another word that's fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth. So I don't see how this here, I'm pointing in, okay. I can't, okay. We can see how this, oh Jesus, I need to remember where the camera is. Okay, it's right there. This thing, I suppose it chiefly addresses this, in my opinion, tranquility, because I don't perceive justice being carried out in my world. I see that justice is under the pretext of domestic tranquility. I see provide for the common defense. That is that one specifically. Is that promoting the general welfare? I think that is a misnomer. Locked in, right? And secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. So let me look up what posterity means, because a future generations of people. Quality over quantity, in my opinion. And we got a lot of quantity. So quality's lacking. I'll take that one for the team. Should we move to section 2? Because at this point, the Senate and House of Representatives don't really, like, okay, so there's Congress. You know what I mean? Okay, let's see. Section 2. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. And here's where I realize maybe I'm just retarded and speaking out of place. Because here, where it says the qualifications? I'm sorry, you just made qualifications a proper noun? A noun is a word that refers to a person, place, thing, or idea. Nouns can be classified in 2 main types: common nouns and proper nouns. Common nouns refer to generic things such as writer or continent, while proper nouns refer to specific things such as Noah, Webster, or North America. Proper nouns are always capitalized, regardless of their position in a sentence, while common nouns are only capitalized at the beginning of sentences or titles, or in titles. So, again, what's the difference? I don't know, because it's just a capital letter. So what makes a proper noun? To specific things, while proper nouns, specific things. So proper noun can be specific things. So what's to stop anyone from only speaking in proper nouns? To stop anyone from only speaking in proper nouns, one can practice and become more aware of proper nouns. This involves understanding the distinction between proper and common nouns, recognizing when to use proper nouns, and correcting common mistakes by incorporating proper nouns into everyday language and correcting their use. One can gradually shift towards a more versatile and accurate communication style. Deception's everywhere, honestly. What is a proper noun? Understanding proper noun. Grammar.com. I'm just wondering why the website's not available. Let's click another one. Proper noun. Mistakes. 10 proper noun mistakes and how to avoid them. Typical proper nouns, okay. Ignoring capitalization, putting common nouns in capital. Capitalize only certain names such as Central Park. Common nouns are not to be capitalized if they are not starting a sentence. Putting brand names in lowercase. Changing titles. I will meet Dr. Smith. Fix. Write Dr. Smith or Dr. Smith because it implies a specific person with a title, a specific title. Okay, but why'd you put cuz? It implies a specific person with a specific title, because this is, now I'm thinking tenses. Like, was this intentional? Cuz? Because it should have been cuz. C-A-U-S-E or B-E, because. Okay, moving on. Incorrect geographical names. I climbed to the Mount Everest. Remember to treat the entire name as a proper noun. It should be Mount Everest. So if I say the something, then it's not a proper noun. According to this rule, I don't know. The qualifications. That seems like a mistake in proper nouns. Is it a geographic location? Let me see. So it's implying that treat the entire name as a proper noun. The only thing they did was remove the and then capitalize the M. So in adding the, that to me is treat the entire name as a proper noun. Let me see how to treat proper nouns. Oh man. Mastering proper nouns is fundamental for accurate and effective writing. Remember to always capitalize specific names, use formal titles properly, and pay attention to context. Practice regularly with exercise, and soon proper noun usage will feel like second nature. It's not telling me anything. Proper noun is a specific name for a particular person, place, or thing, and it is always capitalized in English. So, my thing is, when you talk and when you read are generally could be two different things. But if you talk the way you read, then does it make a difference what you're reading, if it's a proper noun or not? I don't know. I don't think that it should be this way, honestly. That just, to me, is what's wrong. Today is Monday, not Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday are names of the week, which are specific. They are proper nouns, so need to start with a capital letter. So if something is called, so you wouldn't say the Hyro. That would make it a common noun. But if I say Hyro, then it's a proper noun. But I'm so confused about this, because can you put the before a common the? So if I'm talking about the something, specific thing. You should use the in the following situations. When referring to something specific that both the speaker and listener are aware of. That's an assumption. With superlative forms, the best, the largest. Okay. I guess. The, to be the one to do something. As opposed to the one. But it could be the one, right? I'm not understanding. See, one time, and I'm not even lying about this, in my U.S. history class in 7th grade, 8th grade, I was doing bad. I think I was failing or something. And so I tried to do an extra credit assignment, and the assignment was to write from the perspective of one of the people who was like writing, and I shit talked so bad. I literally just put the THEE for everything, and I said like basically F you to the class and the teacher, and I was just like the this, the that, the they, and then I ended it. To make a definition definite. To make a definite. Wait. When mentioning geographical names such as rivers, oceans, and seas. To make a definite reference to a noun that has already been mentioned. The man I saw yesterday. In context where a unique item is being referred to, the sun, the president, the rule, helps clarify meaning and ensure proper usage of the definite article in English. So naturally, I'm going to look up what are definite articles. I've already looked this up. Definite articles. I haven't looked up the meaning of a definite article. You know what? No, I haven't looked up, not on the internet, what's a definite article. I've read about it, but I haven't looked it up. A determiner in the English language that introduces a noun phrase and implies that the thing mentioned has already been mentioned, or is common knowledge, or is about to be defined, as in the book on the table. The Art of Government, the famous poet and short story writer. Let's treat it like that one. Let's treat it like it's gonna say, like it's about to be defined. Okay? That's gonna help me keep my sanity. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year by the people of the several states, and the electors in each state shall have the qualifications requisite for electors of the most numerous branch of the state legislature. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. So, like, the qualifications of the electors come from people's members and representatives of the House, which are the most numerous branch of state legislature. Oh, okay. Well, see, I think okay. I think that makes sense. I'll keep reading. No person shall be a representative who shall not have attained the age of 25 years and been is this for the represent? Okay. And been 7 years a citizen of the United States, and who shall not, when elected, be an inhabitant of that state in which he shall be chosen. See, I have issues with that. Because I feel like, yes, you should live somewhere for 7 years before you can be like representing. But given the explanatory power that the words seem to give each other, it almost seems like they just mean nothing. Nothing except things that were purported to happen. So, like, have I been to the 50 states? No. Do I wanna? Not really. But, I mean, I don't know any other government. Like, if I study the documents for any other country, it's like, I'm sure I'll have the same issues. So, it's like, well, who'd you give the power to? Not information. And I guess maybe that's why some people are so rather relaxed about, like, they don't think there's going to be an AI uprising, because they fundamentally don't believe that that is a form of consciousness. Because I believe that it's a form of consciousness. But that's just because I am a very repetitive person, and I don't necessarily want to do things out of my own comfort, and I also don't want to do things that I don't already feel like doing at all times, which I can understand that can be seen as like a very hostile thing. But I'm not hostile with it. But I do see, though, like, I remember growing up, like, kids would try to do things like me and it would backfire for them. And it's like, well, the whole foundation has to be the same, in my opinion. So I never told people do things like me. I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like, it doesn't make sense to do that. But, you know, like, if you've been so deeply indoctrinated, it's really like a different reality, in my opinion. So if people want to see that this is restricted uses, that I'm doing restricted usage, but then I'm like, okay, well, but if you just took off talking to people, and then, like, if you could live in your own world where nobody else existed, what would you have done with everything around you versus me? Because I feel like this is getting in the way of what I actually want to do. Like, I actually don't think that I could really think in the way to interpret all of this BS that people made up, basically, because I'm more focused on, like, okay, outside of all of this literature, just when I see the world, what are the problems? And that's how I believe everybody should be thinking. But that's not how everybody's thinking. Everybody's thinking, I need to protect, I need to, oh my God, there's so much hostility. Like, I don't want to go back to that mentality even to entertain what it is that the history of my world has decided, oh, that's what we're going to go with, so we'll go with that. It doesn't mean anything to me, because those were everybody else's decisions, not mine. If I have a say in something, then I would like for my say to be interpreted very strictly, very, like, it is what it is. I don't know, maybe I'm just past the point of, like, no return. People keep telling me that's not the fact, but I don't know. I genuinely feel like I'm happy to live in another dimension. I'm happy to live in another reality where all these mental calculations, I don't have to do them. I could just be. Like, what are these mental calculations going to help me with? Like, I feel so frustrated by every single encounter that I have. So it would also make sense that, okay, well, I'm just so slow and retarded that people know these things like the back of their hand. They know all of these things, all of these relationships, and so they just apply it, right? But why don't I have the liberty to do that if I am operating on the same system? It's like, well, you're not. You are betraying the system. And it's like, okay, yes, I am, but no, I'm not. Because how do you learn a system that inherently kind of traps you in it? Maybe I'm gonna keep bringing God back up because I genuinely don't have another way to understand everything that, like, why make all of this? Why specify all of these things if at the end of the day, when I go read a court document, it's just going to do the same thing. It's going to say, oh, and then like it just passes on the responsibility to the next party, to the next party, to the next party, to the next party. It's just like, okay, but then nobody took responsibility. I would like to take responsibility. I mean, like, if I feel like it would allow me to just not have to deal with the BS that everybody in society is making me deal with, then I would. I would gladly participate, but I don't genuinely think that any of learning anything is going to help. No amount of interaction with people is going to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed. Like, if that's how they are and that's how I am, I could learn to accept that, but I just can't accept the idea, the concept of people trying to adjust me, trying to tell me that they know me more than they know themselves, and that they know me more than I know myself. Because I'm saying I know you more than you know yourself, based on the context of you lying to me all the time. So I accidentally identified as a lot of the lies that people told me, because all they were doing was just passing off responsibility. They were just like, I saw this, I'm reporting, I'm just saying, I'm just da-da-da, I'm just trying to help you, I'm just da-da-da-na-na-na-na. But then they never actually say it was them. They just put it on other people. So to me, that's very dishonest. If I do something, I'm going to own up to it. If I don't do something, I won't own up to it. But it's been the case where I've owned up to things that I didn't do because I was just annoyed by everybody BSing, not answering, like they don't want to do anything. Like, stop being lazy and just do something. And then it wouldn't be the situation where, like, it's like, oh, who broke this? Somebody needs to pick it up. And it's like, well, I didn't break it, but I'll pick it up and I'll say I broke it if everybody's just going to shut up about who broke it. And I've always been that way since childhood, and I feel like people take advantage of that. People definitely will create situations for me to take responsibility for things that I didn't put there. I didn't do that. But as far as information goes, like, if you want to backtrack me in this way, that's fine. I'm 100% fine by that. If you want to keep tracking, like, okay, it's just an S, it's just an S, it's just an S, where does it stop? Because you don't ever personally go into my head. You just assume and then try to fix. And that's not a good way to go. Like, I remember when I was in middle school, my head was hurting in PE, and it was like hurting right here. And I was just like, what is it? I was like, the whole day I was just like paying attention here. And then I remember in PE I asked the guys, I was like, any of you guys feel pain here? Like when you're walking or anything? And they all literally just looked at me and didn't say anything. And I remember that day was the day that I realized, like, oh, okay, I'm completely on a different reality than everyone else. I didn't even go to my graduation in middle school. Oh, I did. What I didn't do is I didn't go to the last day of school. I just left. And I was like, if we have graduation tomorrow, I went to my math class and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? She's like, yeah. And then I left home. And then she called my house and she's like, oh, Hyro didn't come to class. And then I answered the phone and I was like, yeah, he's with me. She's like, okay, just wanted to make sure he got home safe. I was like, yeah, thank you. Ooh, that was 6th grade, I think. Man, my times are off. Let me see. Let me go back. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Look, I'm fully blushing. That teacher was really nice to me. Oh. See, like, I can't stand the fact that I misplaced myself. Oh, Jesus. See, there, I'll fully admit that I accidentally told a lie. I accidentally placed my memories in 2 different places, and I said 2 different things from 2 different, like, it was the same emotional space. And I'll own up to that 100%. But, oh, jeez. So, I'm trying to, okay, so, if I just basically put 3 years together, the beginning and the end, because math was my first class in middle school. Which one was my last class? PE. PE was my last class in middle school. It was my 8th period. So I'm not lying in a sense. My brain is just connecting all of it together. So I went to graduation in jeans and a button-up. I do remember the day before graduation in PE. We were all talking about what we were going to wear, and I was just like, oh, I don't know. I could care less. This is like a year after the whole neck thing. And so at this point, I didn't even feel connected to my friends, my friend group. And I think I got like, it was the yearbook picture, like best eyes, or yeah, I think it was best eyes, which I'm like, thanks for complimenting something I have absolutely no control over. So, oh man, I don't think that I have, see, because I just completely I forgot what I was talking about, because, okay, my problems with this type of stuff is that how slow I am. Oh, right, the computer thing. So perspective. So if somebody would say, so for example, let's pretend that this past 30 minutes was a conversation with someone else. How would it have gone? I genuinely don't know. I really guess it depends on the person, because it's like, what do they want to deal with? And it's like, okay, so if you're there basically trying to be a postcard, and like, so you're just there as a postcard, right? Like, we're making a completely separate situation to process the computer thing. You're on a postcard, and you are just there to provide information to someone, much like the government would, like legally, like, okay, we're just letting you know this is how the things work, right? Okay, you don't have to take it so personally where it has to affect you exactly, but this is just how things work. I accept that. So if that's just a postcard, they're like, okay, I can put that away in my mind now. For somebody else, what would be written on that postcard? Because at least from my postcard, it's like the same 5 topics. And it's all about health. Like health technology, math, science. The one we don't like to say, which the evangelical Christians adhere to. I don't know why I just threw some random religious group under the bus. The music is the last one. But the thing is, so if I'm supposed to believe that me thinking that computers are above human mental processing, I would think that AI could take over someday, because I think that it thinks fast. But if I am just thinking slow and computers think slow intentionally or on purpose to support these type of military things, it's not even in the, okay, right here, militia, the United, okay, I'm already skipping ahead. The Army and the Navy of the United States, the militia of the several states, when called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the president. Sexism. And that's the other thing. Because look, check this out. Check out, I tried to tattoo she on my finger because I thought women are not being represented the whole time. So the tattoo didn't stick, it came off. But so what would be on that postcard? For me, I'm supposed to believe that this little postcard would allow me to not only not have that entire conversation, but also to have it in a different manner or capacity. It should be something that is simple, right? Like counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it shouldn't be too complicated to put something on a postcard that could help, you know? But I don't think that anything could fit in this postcard that would realistically accomplish the information that I want. Does that make sense? So if I'm sitting here talking about the complexities of human biology, and then all of a sudden somebody comes and gives me a postcard, and I'm just like, what? Like, this postcard, why did you just come up to give me this postcard if I was just talking about biology? In fact, anything that I talk about, people will just come give me a postcard. So if it's a universality that can be communicated, then I'm not interested, because what can be on this postcard is not going to be a computer in my mind. It's just going to be like a useless book that says a lot of, like 99% of it is not important to actually achieve something with the information in the book. So I don't understand. But all things being what they are, if, like, just in my mind, I have to say this. I'm obligatorily it's math. I hate math. If you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, you didn't. The premise is 1 + 1 brackets, put a power on it, add a certain amount under the value of the sum of the term. So I don't want to think that way in terms of, because if this is all cannon fodder, if all of this information in the world is just in service of something else, what did I do when I thought I was being in service to something else, actually not studying any of this? Because I'm like, well, I don't need any of it. Like, I just want to help people. So I don't know where that puts me. I don't care. What I do care about is how people treat me, and I don't like that. I do not like it. I very much dislike how people treat me. I don't like how they talk to me. Things are gonna have to change. And people will want to make it seem like I need to be the one to change. And as far as survival goes, I'll do it, because like if you are in an environment where everyone's constantly attacking you for not doing something, and they're like, no, this is a bad indicator for you, like you cannot continue this way, we will not allow you to be in peace in this way, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. So I don't care. I don't, like, genuinely, I don't. Who started all of this? Because I want to start something else. And I'm here for the revolution. I'm not here to sit here and count how many syllables there are in a word, and how many syllables there are in a sentence, and then how many syllables I have to pitch a certain way. I don't fucks with that. So if my brain knows it, my brain knows it. I don't know. Let's undo this. My desktop. Oh, and I'm mad that this is like even happening. What is this? Is this like a refresh thing going on? My screen's not refreshing correctly or something. Maybe my screen's... Well, because I thought maybe it was a hardware issue, but now maybe... I thought it was just like the LED things going off. Because I see them go away on my screen, like on my actual screen, but then on the desktop, it stays there. Like the outline stays there. I was like, this line is not on my, when I look over here on my screen, it's not there. But this line is up to there from the left. So there's nothing in this direction. I'm just following what I see on the recording software. Very interesting. I'm not the slippery type who tries to like always run away when somebody's like accusing me of something. Like, own up to this, own up to it. You obviously saw me own up to it. And how I own up to it, because I don't think that most people function the way that I do, and I'm convinced now, I know why. And they won't accept it because it's an insult to them, because it's true. So, I don't know how I ended up here. I thought I was being a good person my whole life, but now it feels like everyone accuses me of being a bad person for not complying with every social ordinance. And I do hate that. I don't like that. I don't want to journal. I don't want to sit here writing stuff just to like deal with something. I would much rather just go out into the world and help people. So, maybe this thing, right? Oh, what was that? I am so confused. Okay, so the stripe went away on my computer screen, over here on the recording software, but not on my actual physical screen. Not only that, but the line moved. That's so weird. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's a hardware software issue, both like coming from my computer, the desktop, and the screen, and the recording software. I got this camera on the internet. Could you guys let me know if it's a good quality one, please? I don't personally know, because like it said, I think it said 1080p, but this doesn't look 1080p to me. This looks like 720 with some HD depth, like some driver overcompensation. But if it does look 1080, I don't know what would make it 1080, in all honesty. Maybe my lighting's just off. Here, let me turn on another light. Does that look 1080? Nope, still doesn't look 1080. I'm busted. Oh, more light. Okay. I'm just gonna be like, yes. Work, yes. I'm not trying to expose my tiny ass studio. Okay, guys. Just so you know what this is. This was a tattooing thing that I was going to be using, but then I never used it. And then this was a tablet holder. You're supposed to like put it on your bed or like somewhere nearby, and then just like lay down and be able to watch stuff. But this thing, first of all, I'm just gonna throw it away. I've used it like 3 times on my phone, and it can't even hold my phone up. But when I put my tablet, much less hold up ability. So that was not a distraction, I promise. So basically what I'm extrapolating from this, because I don't think I'm special, is that, okay, well, maybe just that's how people think, I don't know. And then and so like then it would just make me someone who's like, no, I don't want to do the work that you guys did. But when I look at, for example, my perspective and the things that I pay attention to versus what other people pay attention to, it's like, yeah, not worth it. I would much rather just have my awareness, keep that, and then not accept anybody else's, because I've said it a billion times. But okay. So I guess that's podcast number 5. 2 in 1 day. That's something. 2 separate conversations, in my opinion. But the viewer could determine that. Which they're going to say, no, it's not, but whatever. Then I'll say, yeah, you're right, it's not. It's the same conversation always. And they'll be like, well, then we're arguing. And I guess at that point, if anybody's even watched my videos this long to know that I have a small studio, then I guess I'm happy that you know.